Welcome back to your 5-Minute Football Fix. I'm Steven Miranda.
I'm Jeff Ellis, and it is probably Friday, November 18th, 2011. Why do I say probably? Because we're all hungover from last night.
Yes, right. NFL world is hungover from too much Tebow.
Been drinking from the cup of Tebow for so long. Key injury updates for Week 11.
And finally, Tony Dungy has a plan for the Indianapolis Colts. That's a good plan, too.
It is a good plan, but as I said, I posted on Facebook this morning, besides Tebow, what's on your mind? I love what Greg wrote. Greg just wrote, Tebow, what else is there? Yeah. And honestly, that is this nation. That is where we are this morning in NFL land. That's all anybody wants to talk about. What's happened on Twitter, Steven? As you
look, there's a thing where you monitor a feed. You can put in a word or a phrase, and it'll just or a hashtag, and every time someone writes about that phrase or that word in real time, you get it immediately. Well, the Tebow feed, if you just do Tebow, boom, 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 I can't even keep up with the tweets. I mean, it's just a buzz with Tebow.
Now,
let's get to the game because the 17-13 victory from the Broncos was an ugly game.
Ugly game with significant importance for both teams. Lest people forget that.
If you like offense, it was an ugly game.
If you like special teams, it was a great game. If you like defense, it was a great game. But if you like to see points scored, not so much.
It was the fact that the Jets needed an offensive lineman to score their only touchdown of the game shows you how ugly the game was.
I asked you as a fantasy football. Come on, raise your hand. Raise your hand. You got
well, you know what the problem was? I know why the Jets lost. They didn't hand it off to their offensive lineman enough.
Exactly. Well, look, the fact is Sean Green got injured early in this game, went out, and everyone thought that would be the death knell, especially with LaDainian Tomlin already being out. I keep saying Tomlinson. Already being out for this game. It left it on the hands of
Joe McKnight.
And look, he's more explosive, but he can't finish the same way. He doesn't have the size.
The thing with the Jets' ground game is that it's
ground and pound.
And he doesn't have the size.
He grinds, but he doesn't pine. Okay, that's the problem with ground and pound.
Well, Jeffrey, let's talk about Tebow because obviously he had that 95-yard game-winning drive where he was responsible for all but 3 yards.
The longest drive in the history of the Denver Broncos organization.
Wow.
This look from John Fox, by the way, from the press box.
Elway. This is John Elway.
I'm sorry, John Elway, yes. John Fox. John Fox was pretty happy.
I mean, you're not sure if he wanted to smile or if he had some gas.
Shrimp in the appetizer cart that came by.
You think
can't even be happy.
Your team just scored the game-winning touchdown with 50 seconds left. I mean, it was wild. And Cromartie. Oh, don't get me started on Antonio Cromartie.
Antonio Cromartie.
Eric Decker. Here he is. Here's Tebow coming around, and he's not even on Decker. All right? Then Tebow is completely past the line of scrimmage.
He's made the corner.
And now Decker comes to block him, and Cromartie, his feet were just stuck in the ground. He didn't try to get away from the block.
Maybe he was in a swamp of molasses.
And he didn't even try to make the tackle on Tebow. And for all the Tebow love, here's what I'm going to say. Can I say something?
It's your show.
All right. Look, I like the guy. There's nothing wrong with the guy. And everything that he says at the end of the game was very inspiring. But the fact of the matter, Denver Broncos fans and everybody out there watching, the reason why the Denver Broncos won this game and they've won the last couple of games is because of their defense. Their defense is balling right now, holding opposing teams to low scores, and they give Tebow the time at the end of the game to come and try and win the game with his magic, and that's what he does.
Okay, I have this to say about Tim Tebow, and it really is stunning, and it is staggering what's going on around NFL land right now. Tim Tebow, he will take the money from corporate sponsors. He's not going to ask people to stop having faith. He doesn't care if you hate him. He's going to play very hard, inspire, win when he's given the opportunity, give thanks to Jesus, yes, Jesus, at all times. He's going to be polite. He's going to work the media to his advantage. And at the end of the day, we are left with one of the most polarizing figures in my lifetime, in the history of sport, forget sport, maybe in the history of mankind, and I don't get it. I don't get it. I get that he takes the money and runs, but he builds a hospital in the Philippines.
Yeah,
How you can hate him is beyond me.
I think maybe we're at a point in society where we just don't believe someone's that sincere and that real.
We want a hero, but we don't believe that there is such a thing as a hero. Rich Eisen on the sideline last night during the interview afterwards just put his hands up and said, guys, what did we just see here? And it really is inexplicable. It's Tebow mania, dude.
It is. It's just crazy. Even Rich Eisen tweeted last night. He's like, "Adios, Denver. I'll never forget what I saw on the field last night. Raised the bar for the rest of Thursday night football." So we'll see about that. Finally, Jeffrey, Tony Dungy, real quickly, he's come out and said, if first of all, if the Colts get the number 1 pick, hey Tony, they're getting the number 1 pick.
They have a 2-game advantage.
When they get the number 1 pick, they should draft Andrew Luck, but then trade him
for a host of draft picks.
Probably the first time I don't agree with Dungy.
Yeah, well, smart guys don't always say the right thing. So that's what we got. We got key injuries, but you're going to have to go out and read about them on the show notes for this because we're out of time.
I'm Stephen Miranda.
Jeff Ellis.
For your 5-minute football fix. Out.